Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how I make some rustic bread. This is a no-knead, like knead, no machine, just very easy, but absolutely I want to sink my teeth into this entire loaf. That kind of good. It's crunchy. This is the answer to me to sourdough, because sourdough to me is just so scary, to be honest, and this is what I make instead, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I posted a picture a couple of weeks ago on Instagram and everyone wanted the recipe for this, and it's so easy, just you wait. What I have here in my bowl is some bread flour. Along with the bread flour, I've got some salt, and then in here I've got some dry yeast and some sugar, and I've also got some warm water here over about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. It's really important that your water is at the right temperature. Otherwise, if it's too hot, it's going to kill the yeast. If it's too cold, the yeast won't activate. All right, so those are all the ingredients you're going to need, but the most important thing you should know about making this bread is that it does take about 18 hours to rise, which I know what you're saying. That's crazy. But what I do is I do the dough the night before I go to sleep, and then all I have to do, I can sometimes let it go until 24 hours, and then what I do the next day before I have dinner, or depending on what time I'm making it, I'll just pop it into the oven, and it's just easy, and it fills your home with the aroma of just like the best bread bakery ever. And so I'm thrilled to share it with you, and I'm so happy you all wanted to see it. But while that's happening, because that needs a few minutes, I like to just take my flour. You can use all-purpose flour, but I totally suggest getting some bread flour. I just feel like you get a better crumb. It's just better all around, but that's sort of, that's my opinion. You can use whatever you like. Your kitchen, your rules, your flour, your life. I don't know what else to say. All right, so I'm gonna just set this aside because I need the yeast to sort of proof and activate, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. Excellent. Now take this mixture, make sure you get all the yeast out of there. And I just start with the wooden spoon, and then what I do is I do like to switch to my hands just to incorporate the last bit of flour, simply because it tends to get a little bit tough towards, like right now for example, it gets a little bit tough with the wooden spoon. So I just take my hands, and then all you do is just, I literally have no method to my madness. I just turn and squeeze and try to incorporate the flour. So it's not like I'm kneading in any particular way. This takes me a couple of minutes. The goal is to just get that flour absorbed all in that moist dough. That's pretty much it. Couldn't be easier. I mean, it really is. If I can do it, anybody can do it kind of thing. But there's something really therapeutic knowing, like, I'm weird. You need to know that, and you already know this. I just sleep better at night once I know that my pantry's full, my fridge is full, I've got something already cooked and prepped. That's just the way I am. I've always been that way, and the fact that I know that I've got this rising right before I go to bed, I just know I sleep better. Trust me on that. All right, so this is what you want it to look like. Everything has been absorbed. As you can see, it's tacky and a little bit sticky. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap. I'm going to pop this into my microwave. Don't turn the microwave on. I've had a lot of people that tell me to make that mistake. You don't want to do that. You want to just, the reason why I put it in the microwave is because it's draft free. So that's where you want to keep it for about 18 to 24 hours. I like to do it around 18 hours, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. Now, I have one that's already ready because it's about to be the weekend, and I love to have fresh bread, and then this allows me to make a nice fresh loaf tomorrow. I'm Italian. I like my carbs. There could never be enough homemade fresh bread. So I'm going to get this rising. Now, once it's all done, I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so now pretend it's been 18 hours since we've seen each other. Good morning, good afternoon. What you want to do at this point is preheat your oven to 450, and then alongside that, you want to pop your Dutch oven or any heavy bottom oven safe pot. You want to pop it into the oven. It has to be a heavy duty, cannot be a thin pot because it will burn your bread. This is nice and hot, which is where I want it. I'm going to leave that there for now and just tackle my dough. And as you can see, this is what it's going to look like 18 hours later. It's going to be bubbly, and it's going to be really thin. See that? But that's fine. This is what you're looking for. I've got a floured surface, And then I like to just use a dough scraper to get it all out of here. And very simply, all you need to do is just kind of pull this together. And do you see the flour? The flour is crucial to getting that beautiful crust that you love from a nice loaf of bread. And all I do is just pull it together like so into a ball. Oh, it's so nice and wobbly. All right, take off the lid. I'm gonna just pop it back here. Put your dough, that's gorgeous, into your hot pot like so. And then I like to take some flour, sprinkle it over the top and just sort of brush it on. Put the lid back on. Be careful because your lid is hot. And now this needs to go into the oven. I know it sounds crazy, but it'll work. This whole thing needs to go into the oven at 450 for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you remove the lid and you let it go for an additional 15 minutes. And I will show you what it looks like when the bread is fully done. You're gonna love it. I know you will. My bread baked for an hour. Remember, it was covered for 30 minutes and I took off the lid and baked it for an additional 15 minutes. I do want to warn you that take a look at it after 10 minutes once you've removed the lid, just to make sure it's not overcooking. I like my bread really dark and crispy, but if you like it a little bit lighter, cook it a little bit less once you have uncovered it. This is still really hot, but I don't think that there's anything in the world that tempts me more than hot bread. It is my probably all-time favorite weakness, if there's such a thing. So I want to show you what this beauty looks like. Listen to this. Okay, crust galore. Oh, yes. Okay, look at that beauty. That's just a little bit of flour underneath. I'm going to cut one more slice. It's really hot, but that sound is it's really the best sound of life. Look at this gorgeousness. Look at the crumb. Look at everything. Now do make sure that it cools completely before you go ahead and serve it, but I like my bread nice and hot. You hear it? Hot though. So good. I want to eat the whole thing. This tastes just like a gorgeous rustic bread that you would buy at your grocery store, your bakery, whatever. I'm so happy I have dough to make a fresh batch tomorrow because this will fly out of here very quickly, and I do have people coming over tomorrow, so it's going to be great to have hot fresh bread in the middle of the table with dinner. I'm happy. I'm happy. I've got a happy belly. I'm going to continue to munch on this. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get the recipe. Make it. You'll love it. It's so easy. It practically does a job for you. And it's the best. Hope you guys spend time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.